So today we have to start our new chapter, okay, named Conics. So in Conics, you will be studying so many different graphs like parabola, ellipse, hyperbola. So first we will understand uh, parabola, okay. But let's go with the definition from where we have extracted this idea, why we are getting this kind of situation. We will try to figure out, okay. So let's go with the definition first. So idea is the curve obtained by intersection of a plane, okay. The curve obtained by the intersection of a plane and and double cone, okay, in different orientation, okay. So orientation will be different, are called conic section. Now try to understand what does this means. So first, in this part, these guys are talking about two things, a plane and a double cone, okay. So let's try to draw double cone first, okay. So suppose that this is the double cone, okay. Now look at this. So you have to imagine a birthday cap, okay, which should be hollow, okay. Then you will understand little bit more, okay. So you have two birthday caps and you put those things in this way, okay. Now you have a plane. So a plane means, try to imagine it in, like, imagine it's a knife. So if knife will move, it will move along a plane, means it will create a surface, okay. So that surface is named as plane, okay. Now look at this. So we will have so many situations, okay. Like look at this. I'll take help of a, like, wait. Okay. Now look at this situation. So suppose your plane is passing through the intersection of these two cones, means it is passing through a single point. So you will have a point, okay. And we guys have studied everything about point, means distance between 2 point, okay. And then we have considered a point between them which divides these 2 points internally, externally. We did these kind of things in coordinate geometry. Then suppose that your line is passing through the line of this, okay. I hope you are getting the idea from which it is passing. So in this case you will have line, means you will have single line, and you have studied so many things about straight line, correct. So that line has been extracted from this. Now suppose that your line is passing through this way, okay. So here you will have pair of lines. So this also we guys have already studied, pair of straight lines. Okay, means suppose that if your plane will pass and the intersection point at which the plane and the double cone will intersect, it will become red. Okay, so here red part will be a point. In this case red part will be a straight line, and in this thing if you will just change the order, you will have two straight lines which will look this way. Okay, so these are the things which we get in these three cases. Okay, now let's proceed this thing a little bit further. Okay, again we will drop down three cones, means two cones. Okay, so look at this. Suppose this is the first double cone. Okay, okay, now look at this. Suppose that your, like, this is the axis. Wait, you know that this is the axis. Okay, suppose now look at this. Suppose that your plane is passing perpendicular to this line. Okay, so it has to be perpendicular, means suppose that this is some theta. Okay, the this is vertical line along horizontal, you know this thing, and suppose this is theta, and if theta comes out to be 90 degree, this plane will intersect and it will create this thing. You will have a circle. Okay, so if theta is 90 degree, in this case you will have a circle. Now look at this. Suppose that your theta is somewhat like this. Suppose you intersected this way, so your circle, it is not circle but it is some this shape only, means it will be this shape, it will be this shape. Okay, when suppose that like this is theta, so theta should be greater, like look at this, in this situation, so it should be less than 90, but it should be greater than theta, means this theta I am talking about. Okay, so greater than theta, and it should be smaller than 90, because if it is at 90 it will become circle. So this case we will get ellipse. Okay, this is also ellipse. This is circle. Okay, now suppose that your phi angle and this line, means your phi is equal to theta. So if phi is equal to theta, you will have an image which will look like this. Okay, so this is your parabola. Okay, so this is the case of parabola. Okay, now I'll drop down again. Wait a moment. Suppose that you are in this situation. Okay, and your plane is passing in such a way that it is going in this situation. Okay, so you will have this thing along with this thing, so both are coming together. Okay, so this is hyperbola. In this case your phi is greater than theta. Okay, so alpha will be greater alpha, yes. So in this case you will get hyperbola. You cannot say that this hyperbola is nothing but two parabola. You cannot say this thing. Why? Because this is the two wings of same trajectory. Means you guys are getting these two wings at the same time. No. Okay. So it's two things of same thing. I hope you guys are like okay from where we got these kind of shapes, and in upcoming lectures we will proceed with the parabola. Okay.